Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really dark, really fascinating philosophical text. It's about an entire city that's, well, it's just tired. So tired that the very will to live is starting to fade.
So let's just jump right in with this quote, because it sets the scene perfectly. We're in the city of Ashhus, and what's so spooky about it isn't chaos or war. It's the quiet, a great stillness. The people here aren't fighting for anything. They're just counting their breaths, waiting for the sun to go down. Chilling, right?
Okay, so into this silent, weary city walks our central figure, the soothsayer of Ashhus. But here's the twist. He's not here to tell the future. He's here to diagnose the present. And he gives this feeling a name. He calls it the long tiredness. Now, this isn't your everyday, I need more coffee kind of tired. Nope. This is a bone-deep existential exhaustion. It's when every single purpose you ever had just withers away, and the whole world feels like, as he puts it, a tasteless broth. He even says the city's wells are poisoned with a sweet gray dust. I mean, what a powerful image, right? The very source of life is tainted.
And just listen to how he describes the symptoms. He tells the people, look at your hands. They no longer grasp. They only hang. Think about that. It's this total paralysis, not just of the body, but of the soul. You're tired of being alive, of the light, but you're also afraid of the dark, of what comes next. So you're just stuck in this awful, gray middle ground, wanting nothing.
All right, so you might be thinking this is just one sad little city's problem, but the text blows this wide open. It frames this long tiredness as a universal truth, a verdict handed down from on high, or in this case, from way, way down below. We get to witness an infernal council's decision.
So yeah, forget a heavenly meeting. We're going straight to hell for this one. And this council, it's a real who's who of cosmic burnout. You've got Satan, who's not about fire and brimstone here. He's about static authority, the end of all trying. Then there's Lucifer, whose light doesn't reveal truth anymore, just dust. Beelzebub, the lord of just letting things rot. And finally, Mephistopheles. He's the one who's going to take this theory for a test drive.
And Satan lays it out so clearly. He says, the cycle halts. The why has been bereft of every spark. It's not that humanity lost. It's that the game itself is over. The why, that little spark that makes you get out of bed, strive for something, anything, it's just gone, snuffed out.
Then Lucifer chimes in, and this is such a brilliant, twisted idea. He, the morning star, the light bringer, says, I am the morning star of the final dusk. So his light, which once symbolized rebellion and knowledge, now only shows you how pointless everything is. It reveals the dust on everything you thought was valuable.
And this is where it gets really clever. Mephistopheles makes a bet. He says he can prove this is true for everyone. How? He's going to find the last person on Earth who's still trying, still full of ambition. And he's going to, well, he says it best, I'll turn his will to power into the will to nap. I mean, come on, that's just a fantastic, grimly funny line. He's going to turn the ultimate human drive into the desire for a nap.
So, that bet kicks off the real philosophical heart of this thing. We're about to go on an inward journey of the human spirit. But forget about self-improvement or climbing a mountain. No, this is a journey straight down, a descent of the spirit.
And the way this is structured is genius. It's a direct flip, an inversion of Nietzsche's famous three metamorphoses. You might know it. The spirit evolves from the camel to the lion to the child. Well, here, we're going backwards, from creation right back down to collapse.
So, the descent begins at what should be the peak, the stillborn child. Where Nietzsche saw a self-propelling wheel of pure creativity, here, that wheel just grinds to a halt. The innocence is crushed, almost instantly, by the realization that it's rolling toward nothing. The game is pointless before it even begins.
Next, the spirit devolves into the caged lion. A lion is supposed to be about freedom, right? The holy no that breaks chains. But in this version, what does that freedom get you? An empty vacuum. Your roar of rebellion just gets swallowed by silence. Freedom isn't a gift, it's a terrifying dread.
And at the very bottom, we find the broken camel. Now Nietzsche's camel was strong. It knelt to take on heavy burdens to carry great values. This camel? It kneels because it's just too tired to stand. It's not asking, what is heavy? It's asking, what is easiest? That, right there, is the very essence of the long tiredness.
There's this little parable that just nails this idea. Imagine a man who climbs his entire life to reach the highest peak. He gets there expecting to see a new world, but instead, he just sees that the horizon is a circle. He realizes all that climbing, all that struggle, it just led him in a big loop. Every step forward was just a step closer to the end. That's a brutal thought.
Okay, so if an entire society is gripped by this, what does that look like? What kind of art do they make? What's their entertainment? Well, the text shows us. It's a stage for the tired, a cultural expression of exhaustion.
And check out this comparison. On one side, you've got what we normally think of as the purpose of theater, to create art, to entertain, maybe to make some money. But on the stagnant stage in Ash Shoes, the goals are totally different. Art becomes silence, profit becomes simple comfort, and entertainment becomes the experience of nothingness. It's not about stirring you up, it's about calming you down, forever.
The poet, who is basically our soothsayer in a different outfit, he sums up this new artistic vision perfectly. He says he'll write a play where the curtain never rises. Why? So the audience can just sit in the dark that they've come to love. It's not about challenging them, it's about validating their desire for nothing. Even the clown gets in on it. But his job isn't to make you laugh. His job is to celebrate the end. He says he'll wear his brightest colors to celebrate the funeral of the sun. It's this incredibly grim, cheerful nihilism. The joke is that there's no joke.
So what's the end result of all this? A play called The Great Refusal. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A play about nothing. For an audience that wants nothing. It's the ultimate artistic expression of just giving up.
And all of this builds to the soothsayer's grand finale. He's laid out the diagnosis, he's explained the cosmic judgment, he's shown us the culture. Now it's time for his final truth, his benediction for the void.
And he just lays it all bare. The gold has turned to dross and the fire to smoke. Everything humanity has worked for, all the wealth, all the passion, all the effort, he says it's all come to nothing. You harvested the field and all you found was wind. It's an absolute declaration of futility.
And this is the final logical step. All is empty, all is equal, all has been. Why wake? If everything is meaningless, then why bother? He argues it's better to just sleep. And you know what's even better than sleep? To have never been born, to have never dreamt in the first place. That is the ice-cold conclusion of his entire worldview.
So, the soothsayer doesn't really offer us a way out. His philosophy is a deep dive into what happens when meaning just evaporates. And it leaves us with this really unsettling question to chew on. When the why withers, what remains? What's left of a person or a whole city when the reason to do anything is gone?